Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
So the definition is unit testing is the smallest entity in the software. Every unit has to be tested separately to check whether it is as per the specification. So for example, if it is a username field, so that only username field will be tested, and it is a first level of dynamic testing, which soon after smallest units are developed. Okay, and the moment you develop, you do testing for that. Sometimes, as a automation tester, it's example I'm giving, we write some XPath to make sure that XPath is working or not. Maybe that entire test case is not ready, but you will execute, you will put the debug and you will execute till that level, whether it's working or not, like for the desired output. So capturing some results, some expected value from the application, and you will validate with expected results. So since testing is performed on this unit, testing is called on this unit, it is called as unit. Unit testing is belongs to white box testing, and hence it is done by developer. So this will be developed by tested by development team. So this one I did not discuss about it. Module testing. Okay. So this module testing also important. Sometimes order, for example, manage orders. It is a one module. So module is the it is only specific to that couple of features or couple of units. So that will be tested separately before it is integrating to. So this will be come between your unit testing and your integration testing. This module will comes between these two. So what they will do is, so before integrating module testing, for example, one module is login, one module is forget password, one module is change password. So before integrating these three, you take one module and you test that. So in my current organization, the moment the developer has completed the one module, so they will be making their change, they will say completed, ready for testing. So we have a Docker, so where I can deploy only that code into my container, and I can test only that functionality. So in some organizations, they do particular module. If, for example, if developer is fixed some issue, I can pull that code for that. What they will do is they will take the latest code from the integration system, and they will fix the defect, or they will implement new module, so that I will be having other dependencies also. So that code I can go and test only that particular module. So in that case, in the module testing, I will focus only on the login. So once all these three integrated in the integration environment, we will concentrate on all these three things like change password, and also we can see the dependencies from each and every module. So this is also important in some organizations are followed. So also think in your organizations if it is required to be tested module testing. And one more example I will give you, module testing, how it is important for automation testing. Okay, so recently our organization has decided to change UI for the entire application. So because the old UI is used by, it's a 10 years back UI, So now there are many changes on the UI side. So they want to change UI. So what happened is, so we have to uh, uh, wait till all the UI is ready to refactor our automation test case. I have to wait for entire application is integrated. All the UI changes are done for that application. So instead of that, what we did is, whenever that particular page is uh, ready or developed or UI is changed, we will take that page only and we try to capture the experts, and we are changing the experts for that page, and we put debug, and we tested only those pages, okay, by simulating the other actions. So that is how what we did is, we have tested what page is ready, and we have reduced our automation refactoring time, and we have started our automation refactoring early whenever the development is completed, and we have done our refactoring. And also, we did not wait for entire application ready for testing or ready for integrated. So also, one more thing is, we have some wireframes. Wireframes are available for uh, to check the mock. So actually, there is no functional change. Before that, we know what is the UI going to change. So in the wireframes also, some of the experts we can capture. This is how button is going to be used. So before development only, we have started our automation based on the changing, refactoring our automation scripts by using wireframes or prototypes, people will call. So UI UX.
Hey viewers, are you looking for formal training on SRE practices? Take our SRE program. This course will teach you how to successfully implement site reliability engineering in the modern day 24/7 services. Kickstart your SRE training today. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
uh, it will be called in a different organization, they will use different terminology. So we have started in the early stage, because once the UI is ready, testing team will be having less time to uh, do regression testing. So to reduce that testing time, so we have started modifying our scripts early stage. So that is how it will help in the day to day. You can use refactor to capture that page, and you can take that module, independent module, and you can refactor those pages. Okay. So in integration testing, as I have already told, when modules are developed individually and tested already, these modules are to be integrated with each other as per design document, and testing has to be performed once they are integrated. So this type of testing is known as integration testing. I have already covered. And to check whether the individual output of the modules are not affected. For example, you tested uh, individually, change password is working fine, and you have tested login is working fine. But you change the password, but the change password with the, when integrated, the change password, new password is not working when you are logging. So then it's a problem with integration between these two modules. So this can be tested at the integration testing. And also, due to time limitation, I have not covered in the integration testing. Like there are two approaches: top-down approach and bottom-up approach. So, for example, if the login page is not ready, and assume that the other pages are ready within the application, so you will use some simulators to navigate to that page, that home page, whatever it is, and you do perform testing on that page. For example, you don't have end page. For example, after submitting the order, uh, so it has to charge, it has to send SMS, but the other functionalities are ready, send email. But to check those things, what you will do is you will test with the simulators. We'll do some kind of testing. So I'll give one real-time example. In test environment, for example, credit card payment. So to test, to make a order with credit card, I need to have a credit card. So actually, credit card is a third-party service. So to avoid every time for our testing, if you are using real-time credit card, it is going to be a cost to your company, and so there is no point doing multiple tests with the real-time card. So they will use some stubs and some simulators which will actually act as a credit card third-party service, and they will give as a response once you make the payment, and it will process your request. In integration testing, those third-party tools also very important. So you have to identify how those are working. Like you have to get the data from test data from your development team, or if those are the areas are there, credit card payment in the during requirement phase only. As a tester, you should ask your manager, what is the test data I'm going to get? Are we going to get test credit cards to test this feature? Okay, so this can be identified during requirement phase only. So because it has integrated with some other third party. Okay, so system testing. In the system testing, this is the type of testing in which application is deployed into the certain client-specific environment. It becomes a system altogether. If one performs testing on a system considering all the simulated particles factors, it is known as system testing. Sometimes in some organizations, in system testing, that we may not do we may use simulators like third-party service credit card payments and some other applications, if any, integrated with the third party like debit card or some other things. So they will use simulators in system testing also, only most of the time, because we want to do end-to-end testing on this environment. It is in system testing environment also. In some cases, for example, you might receive OTP, so to register customer. So for OTP, so it is not integrated with the mobile service provider. You are not using a real mobile number to register in test environment. For those things, as an automation tester, you should be able to identify from where I can get the OTP, right? So if it is a manual tester, they will get the, if it is from database, they will get the database. Okay, they will log into the database and they will get the OTP and they will put the OTP on the screen. For if it is the same case, maybe we have to think about automation point of view. So we have to integrate, so we have to enhance our automation framework to query database and get the data from database to get that OTP. So these are the things we have to analyze before we start implementing. Or even some of the things are new, we should be able to write our framework to integrate with third-party tools easily. So our framework should be compatible. Automation framework should be compatible to integrate with any other libraries without any complexity. So these are the things we have to keep in mind. So in real time, for example, the same test case, if you are using it in, if you want to execute in the,
Hey viewers, trying to get into DevSecOps? Enroll for our DevSecOps certified professional programs and earn the certification that shows you are fit for these technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
acceptance testing, you might not be able to get from the database because automation team doesn't have access to a database. So that time they will use a real device. So those kind of test cases should be executed manually because it's a limitation for automation testing. So you have to analyze your test cases in which environment, so which test cases can be executed. So that is the reason if you are using a Cucumber, we will segregate test cases like at the tag, at the tag like the production test production. In production environment, we will not do all the testing it will not execute all the test cases we execute in the test environment, because there are we do multiple payments, multiple data sets, we do multiple orders, place multiple orders, but in the real time in production we may use real data. So you may use real credit card, so that will be costing more to the company. So that much exhaustive testing is might not required in the that environment. And while designing your test cases, you might think that if you are executing same test case in the production, what are the challenges you have? You have to hold those test cases, and instead of testing all the test cases, you may execute only few. So these are the things, yeah, very important while executing your automation scripts in the different environment. So acceptance testing is like user acceptance testing, we can say. After testing is completed, the software tested by client user. But before we hand over it to the client user, what we will do is we'll do one round of smoke test that to ensure the deployment is correct and all the dependencies are deployed correctly. So otherwise, what it will happen is if dev team has forgot to give some scripts to the DevOps team, they might not be able to deploy some of the scripts. So to avoid these kind of things, before we hand overing it to user team users, we will do one round of quick smoke test. We will not do all the test cases. We'll do a few test cases to make sure that our deployment is correct. All the features are working, which works in the system testing and the before environments. Then we will say to the users, so this is application is ready for user acceptance testing. So otherwise, they will come back and say, so it is not at all working, because there might be some components might not be deployed at the that environments. To avoid that, we do one round. Testers will do one round smoke test. But the mainly this the environment used by users or clients. So yeah, in acceptance testing, user acceptance testing, there are two types of user acceptance testing. So one is alpha testing, or one is other one is beta testing. So so in alpha testing, before we releasing it to the customer, uh, so yeah, what I have explained here. So it is a type of user acceptance testing. This is conducted on an application within the company just before it is released to the customer. So we will do one round of testing and before we releasing, and hence it is a final testing. This conducts on the application before the delivery. Alpha testing is typically performed by end user or other. So here, for example, Amazon has come up with a new feature, and before giving it to end user, so before it is deploying it to uh, Amazon Live, they will do one round of users will do one round of testing. So before it is deploying it, so so that will be done by the, I mean, not end users. It will be the requirement from whom we got marketing team and the UAT team. Okay, so they will do they will check all the features are completed testable, and so whatever requirement given by them, it is implemented or not. And high bugs on primary platform fixed or verified. Any bugs, so they will see are there bugs, any open bugs are there, if those are fixed or not. So 50% of medium bugs on primary platform fixed and verified. So actually, uh, so as I told earlier, there is no application with 100% defects free. So they will check all the primary bugs. So they will also check how many bugs are found, so how many open bugs are there in the application. They will check those priorities also, whether this can be ignorable or not. So based on that, they will decide. All the features tested on primary problem. Alpha sites are ready for install. Final product feature is set determined. So they will test before it is deploying it in the Amazon.com, for example, Amazon.in. Again, one more testing will be conducted once it is deployed in the Amazon.in, because again, to make sure that it is working as per the same as in the alpha testing. So in the production environment also, in the live environment, before it is releasing it to the end customer, it is working or not. So this is how so these are the many phases will be done to deploy any application to the end user, because to avoid issues detected by user. So the main reason is the deferred cost is high when it is deployed at the end user. So that is the reason there are many kinds of testings will be performed at each stage. So this is about different levels of testing. Any questions before we proceed to next one?
Hey viewers, our Mastery in DevOps engineering program can help you to hone the skills necessary to succeed in high-level DevOps positions. So, what are you waiting for? Enroll now and earn certification that show you are keeping pace with today's technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
So Mohan, like as you talk about the credit card, like as part of test data, if I'm doing some validation on the purchase side, like any website, like whether it is Flipkart or Amazon. So suppose in the development environment, if I want to validate something, I will be given with some kind of dummy credit card details. So how those credit card details is being tested?
So actually, for example, so our company, so our target is not to test credit card functionality, right? So our target is to test, make an order with a credit card. So the moment you enter in the in the real time also, the moment you enter credit card details and with a valid username and password, with a very date and CVV number, credit card number. The moment you hit, it will call third party application, and that will give the response. Based on that response, your application will process for next. So that is not our scope, because that is already tested, and that is not in our scope to test. So we will not test that functionality. After clicking on submit, sending that request to credit card, and getting response from that. So to test that requirement, you don't need to execute all your tests, like make a place an order with less than 100, more than 100. For example, you have multiple data sets as a logged in user, without logged in user. So so there are multiple factors. You need not to do all this kind of testing, right? Production. So for that, you make a smallest order. So what we'll do is to do these kind of things, to test only credit card functionality working or not. In alpha testing, we'll do one smallest payment, and we will check whether that is working or not. Okay, but in dev environment, it will be a simulator. So what it will do is, so it will be developed by our organization. Sometimes those simulators will be given by those cards itself. For example, if ICICI, some other cards, what they will provide is, they will provide some demi credit cards. We have to pay some amount to them. Those will be acting as a real credit cards. So the moment you use those details in your dev environment, it will hit those sites and it will respond back to you. So actually, we are not testing credit cards, so we don't need to bother about that one. We have to focus on our application.
Okay. And so the dev code is like only once written, right? Like, and depending on the environment, it will be switched.
Yes. So actually, it's a DevOps will do those kind, take care of all those things, and actually, dev team will be giving the set of guidance, when the environment is if it is in a test environment, so it has to be the credit card payment has to be integrated with this one. If it is a pre-production environment, staging environment, these are the things integrated. So these will be taken care by DevOps team, and the guidelines, the installation deployment guidelines will be given by development team, which site it has to point. For example, the credit card, right? So for
Mhm.
pointing, there will be a one link. Okay. So for pointing real, there will be another link. So they will say that it will be configurable. So there will be a different configuration. Like you have in automation, you will be having different configuration files. Like if it is a production URL, what you will do, you want to test it in a different environment, change URL at the configuration level. It's not code level. So like that, so there will be a set of guidelines will be given to DevOps team for developing. So they will change accordingly. So it is not tester's job, but we will do to make sure that whether it is working or not in acceptance testing, we will be having organization also will provide some demi code. It's the real codes also. There will be a limit. You should not use place order more than that. Like, I will tell you one example. When we are so ours is menu drive. It's a like Zomato and Uber. Like we have websites, right? So like we can order payment. So what we used to do is to make an order. So we will place an order with a credit card, and after some time we'll cancel it. Okay, so to check that order is placing, and also I can check two test cases in production. So I'll check order is placed or not, the amount is debited, and we will check if it's debited from our card, and also we will check the cancel order is working or not. So immediately we will do some kind of testing whether that is working or not, because there might be a chance that those configurations are not changed, still it is pointing to our test environment. To make sure that we'll do one round of testing, but we'll not do exhaustive testing like we do it in the system testing environment. Am I clear?
Yeah. Thank you.
Um, okay. So one more question, like who will do beta testing? So it actually it is a depends on the organization also. Usually this also will be done by the end users and the from whom you referred, like a marketing team and BS or a product team. They do uh, testing. Actually, the same way, testing team also will be having a couple of test cases. Some test cases like smoke. Maybe sometimes it is a less than smoke test cases because there are very limitations we have in production. And keep it in mind, if you are executing your automation scripts in production, you should know that what are the test cases should be executed, what are the test cases not to be executed, and you decide. And also, if you are not sure about it, actually, payment related test cases, and we will not execute all the combination. And the other one is Payment related test cases will not execute. The other one is we will not do regressive testing all the test cases. Okay, so the reason it will impact production data. So to make sure high level that functionality is working, the new functionality is working. The regression also you will do very minimal. You create, for example, Amazon. Very minimal. What I will do, I will search for product. I will add to cart or I will add to my favorites, and I will buy product directly from purchase without adding to the cart, or after adding to the cart, or making a payment, placing the order from the wish list. So we will do only minimal. We will not do all the test case executions. Usually, beta testing will be performed by user, but also testing team also will be involved to make sure that the existing functionality on this environment also working. Again, it depends on the organization to organization. So some organizations they'll be having separate team for beta testing, separate team for alpha testing, but most of the companies testing team will do one round execution as soon as application is deployed. So here they do high level testing only. It depends on the organization. That is the reason we should understand the testing team, or we should understand the team structure, who will do what, and what is our limitation to do on a specific environment. So that is very important. So we should not execute all the test cases in the production environment. So Dinesh, I hope I had answered your question.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.